Has a decisive moment been reached in the Russia-Ukraine war? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of videos and we will talk a little bit more after you've had a chance to look at these videos. The first one shows how a suicide bomber blew up the one key bridge that connects Russia's mainland with Crimea. With this bridge damaged, I'm told that one side is still operational, one side is completely damaged. You can see this for yourself. So I'm going to show you two videos now. Take a look at them, and then afterwards, we'll continue this monologue. You can see that on the right-hand side, watch the right-hand side, the truck that is going now, is slowly going up the ramp. Most likely, the higher raised portion of the bridge is to allow ships to go underneath. So as it goes up, just watch on the right side lane.
При заезде, получается, на
сторону Керчи.
сторону Керчи.
So there is the explosion. Now, you saw that on the right-hand side lane, there was the explosion. It's believed that this was a suicide bomber from Kherson region, who's a Russian-speaking individual, but from Ukraine. Our hearts go out. But these are all, price that one pays for war. So what it is believed is that the Russians were not expecting this, because it is believed also that the Americans did not think that the Ukrainians had the wherewithal to launch long-distance bombers to take out this one critical bridge. So what the Ukrainians did was they said, we will take this bridge out the old-fashioned way, which is to have a suicide bomber drive a truck and blow himself up. You probably saw a car by the side on the adjoining lane. For car also probably got damaged. So we have at least 2 people dead. Now I'm going to show you the bridge, how it looks like after this blast. Remember, this is a dual purpose bridge. There was a bridge for railroad and there was a road bridge. So now you can see how it looks like after the blast. You can see that the rail bridge also has suffered, but more importantly, you can see the road bridge, one side is completely decimated. So now traffic, Russia has said, is moving in the remaining side, and that they say is still good for use. So we have to wait and see what the Ukrainians are going to do to that one. Certainly, this lends a body blow to Russia, because all the arms, armaments, foodstuff, everything is delivered to Crimea from mainland Russia using train. Rail is the only way that they could bring all these people, all the food in. They don't have an extensive road network, because the agriculture produce, the product value was not high enough for them to lay down an infrastructure of a network of roads. So everything moves by train. And now that you can see that the rail line is also taken out, what is Russia going to do? How is it going to feed Crimea? Well, one option is to use sea, but then you remember a couple of months ago, the Ukrainians successfully blew up the super tanker called Moskva of Russia. So even that is not safe. And they cannot use the normal trucks that they used to do to transport, because Ukrainians are able to pick them off using Stinger/Javelin missiles, whichever one they can find their hands on to target these things. So those are also out of the play. But now it is believed what Russians are doing is they are using these, school buses, omnibuses kind of bodies to try and move material, anything and everything. So the hope is that the Ukrainians, and more importantly, United States, will not pick off what might look like a bus, a legitimate bus carrying passengers. So this is where the attack is. Russia is really at the deep end right now, and we don't know what Russia is going to do to get out of this mess. Now, if Crimea is cut off from mainland Russia, then Ukraine, it becomes much easier for Ukraine, because Ukraine still has some bridges from that side to connect back to what used to be its territory. Now, you can make the argument that until Khrushchev came along, Crimea was part of Russia. Well, we have to wait and see what the Crimeans want to do. The 2014 referendum, the West did not accept it, saying that the referendum by the Crimeans to join Russia was a rigged referendum. So we have to wait and see how that plays out. It is Crimea's decision as to what it wants to do. But more importantly, in the overall war, if Ukraine has gone above and beyond, because this is not just defending their territory, they are going into Russia, they are actually taking them on right inside. How long are the Russians going to put up a brave face and keep fighting? I'm also hearing that the Russians have kidnapped the nuclear plant head of Zaporizhzhia, a city which is in the possession of Russians. Now, why they did that, we don't know, but we also know now that that power plant has actually gone off the grid of the Ukrainian electrical system. So Ukraine is also suffering a lot of outages. It's not easy for them by any stretch of imagination. So whatever is happening now could be the beginning of the end, or it could be the end of the end. We have to wait and see at what point one of the players decides to fold their cards. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.